Welcome everyone. Today we have this 2023 Cadillac Escalade, and when you approach it, you get this nice entry lighting, the running boards pop out, and you've just got a nice, luxurious approach. And in this night video, we're gonna take a look at these exterior lights, the interior ambient lighting, and get it out on the road for a test drive. Let's get into it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let's take a look at the exterior details and lights on this Escalade. Now this is the premium luxury model. If you want to see more details in the daytime, I've got a daytime review to follow, but just look at the signature lighting right here. We got this massive grille. LED headlights are standard, and so are these signature lighting. These are even auto leveling headlights, which I'll show you in a little bit. You're gonna get an LED turn signal on here as well. So this just looks really slick with this lighting on this Escalade. On the side body, you can see the clear marker lights on the left, or on the front and the back. We've got these pop-out running boards, which you saw the lights on those as well. Then coming to the back, you've got these matching vertical taillights with the LED turn signals here as well. So all LED lighting looks really slick, plus the LED license plate light. Now a quick look at the cargo area. You got an illuminated Cadillac emblem. This is foot activated, or you can just press the Cadillac emblem right there, and this is gonna open up. Decently bright back here. You've got the third row lighting to light up this cargo area. This is just fine, just what you'd expect. You even have buttons to electronically fold things down. Now a quick look at the back seat. You see you still get the entry lighting back here as well. We also have a couple of little entertainment screens right here, and we've got some captain's chairs, decent lighting, all LED lighting right here. You're gonna get illuminated controls for AC controls there as well. And you can see you even get illuminated door handles. Those look pretty slick. Cadillac's been doing that for a while. Coming to the front, you get an illuminated sill plate right there. You've got ambient lighting on the door, on the dash, and LED interior lighting is kind of dim. But let's dive in and take a look. Okay, foot on the brake, push button start right there. We've got a few different large screens in here. This is a nice overall interior in this cabin. Maybe not what I would expect for $107,000, but let's take a detailed look. First of all, you've got illuminated controls over on the door by the ambient lighting, heated and ventilated seat controls, locks, window switches. Everything that you need is lit up with a little bit of faint ambient lighting in here. Same thing over here. Some more controls down there. Your light controls are actually on the steering wheel stock. Then you've got a small screen with trip computer information. You've got this screen right here where you can actually get your map. You can get this augmented reality camera, which is helpful with navigation. But it still looks okay at night as well. Plus you have night vision, where if you've never seen that, this will actually pick up if it sees animals or humans and alerts you far beyond what the headlights can see. All right, y'all, we've got the night vision going right now, and there is a guy walking down there that I can kind of see in my headlights, but this goes way beyond what the headlights are. You can see him walking there, but it'll put a yellow box around him when it senses him, and right now I'm surprised that it's not. I've ran out into a distance with this before to see if it picked me up, and it worked, but this is just an example of what that's like. To adjust your interior brightness, use this little dial right here. That little dial will illuminate the steering wheel lights more and the screens more, so you've kind of got whole brightness control with that. Moving over, you get a large OLED screen over here as well. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto works on here, but it takes up a smaller portion of the screen. If I just go to the home button, the whole screen takes this up now, or at least it takes up the entire screen. Since we're here for the lighting, go to your settings, go to vehicle, and then go to lighting here, and this is where you can control your ambient lighting, your locator lighting, or how long the exit lighting will be on as well. Pretty basic, that's about it. Let's go through some ambient lighting here. So first of all, you can turn it off completely to where you have a very dark cabin if you want to have it like that, or you can turn it on. You can change the color. You can have it linked to whatever drive mode you're in. You can even have it in a little demo mode, so it will cycle through different colors. So I'm just gonna sit here for a second so you can see that. Okay, it's kind of nice. It goes through gently in different colors, so you can get all the different colors if you want. Now I have the brightness on the lowest setting. You can change the brightness to go up just a little bit. You can have it pretty dark. It doesn't have a setting to dim while you drive from what I've seen, and it doesn't get nearly as bright. Now it's on the brightest setting, nearly as bright or extravagant as like Mercedes or even Genesis, things like that. But what do you think of it? This whole panel right here is your climate controls. That looks nice, works well. You have more lighting and buttons down here for brake hold, your control knob for your screen, things like that. Wireless charging mat, and then a couple of illuminated USB ports and a gentle glow that comes down from overhead right there. Opening up this center console, you've got illuminated USB ports, and there's a light on there, so depending on where your armrest is facing, you can illuminate whatever you want inside. There's also an illuminated soft opening and softly lined glove box. Plus overhead, you've got this rear mirror camera. You can have it be an automatic dimming mirror like that, or a camera. Speaking of auto dimming, the driver's side mirror is automatic dimming, but not the passenger. And overhead lights are a little bit finicky, so you've got a bunch of different controls right here, which are well illuminated, like your sunshade, folding your seat, opening your lift back, things like that. But if you want to turn your lights on, you have to do one at a time. You can't just turn all your lights on right here, which to me is just kind of weird. This is how you control whether or not they turn on when you open the door. But I don't really know how to turn on the back lights if I wanted to turn around and look back there for something, or turn on all the lights. But when those lights are on, they've got a decent broadcast, but they're not as bright as some lights. Maybe that's a good thing to you though. All right, y'all, let's take a look at these headlights, and these are the adaptive up and down auto leveling headlights. So adaptive in the sense of up and down. These actually don't move side to side, which is a little surprising. Some other Cadillac trims I've seen, or other Cadillac vehicles, even give you some cornering light, but this one does not. So, but let's take a look at this. This beam pattern is insane. It is so high, it is so wide all the way across, with a definite bright spot in the middle. It's extra bright, as you'll be able to see on some in some distant shots. And then if we click the high beams on, those are nice and bright in the middle too. Definitely a wide beam pattern, which I love. Let's get it out on the road. By the way, there is no IIHS safety ratings at this time. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of this Escalade now. I'm gonna give you a look of what it's like to drive this at night on a decently lit road and a dark road with some corners. And we're gonna check out the automatic high beams too. To turn those on, I love it with Cadillac. There's just a little button at the end of your stock, the left stock, that can turn that automatic function on and off. Otherwise, it'll work pretty well. We'll check it out in this video here. First of all, this has, if you want a long detailed review, be sure to check out my full daytime review where I do more of a test drive, talk more about the powertrain. But this has a 6.2 liter V8, so we gotta get a little pedal down. It punches pretty well. It's 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, and it's fun to drive. But I'm gonna turn the automatic high beam function off right now. It worked well with that other truck going by. It turned off when it went by, turned back on as it's supposed to, and it still turned on even though we had the overhead lights, which is great. Now, before we get on that road, this rearview mirror, when it's in camera mode, you don't get any glare at all. You can have it in automatic dimming mode. Otherwise, if you got cars behind you, you have an automatic dimming side mirror on your driver's side, just not the passenger side. And this Escalade is fun to drive, or decently fun. It's enjoyable to drive. It's got good power, it's decently comfortable, and it's got a nice ride height. But the lights, there's one thing I've noticed with these lights. There's a definite strong output of light right in straight in front. It has a very wide cast of light, but it's super bright right in your lane, which is probably great to help prevent blinding oncoming people, but we'll get on a dark road in a sec. All right, y'all, we're now getting on a darker road. I have the automatic high beams on right now. I also have our night vision going on in this instrument cluster. We'll see if any animals come out or people. High beam, super bright. Let's go to the low beam. Oh, wow. That low beam is phenomenal. Most of the time I can't see into that corner right away, or at least very well, but it was so bright on an even plane across. These low beams are really high. I wonder just how much they blind oncoming drivers, if they do at all. I don't know what the glare ratings are, but very good going around that corner. Just the low beams right now, I can still see way up there. That's like high beam status with some cars. Here's the high beams. I'll leave it on automatic now. That is so bright. So even though there's a central bright spot with the low beams, it still broadcasts fairly well. And this is high beams right here. Excellent. I mean, I don't have any trouble seeing at all with these lights. Cornering to the left. Nice and bright. Now I'm going to turn the low beams on. I want to see how just the low beams do here. I've got good distance out in front of me. That is reaching very far up there. These might be some of the best low beams I have ever tested. Most time the cutoff line is much closer. Now the high beams, super bright. Those are just phenomenal as well. Low beams, let's check out the width. So I can see into the distance or into the ditch really, really well. I'm really impressed how wide these headlights are, considering we don't have fog lights. We'll get on a real short, tight corner thing in the dark to see how well they do. Even turning right onto this dark road with zero light, I could see exactly where I needed to go perfectly. Before we do this last little look, the ambience in here, the ambiance is good. I just wish you could do a little bit more with it, or maybe have it programmed to automatically dim when you go into a drive mode or something for some of you. But it's not as bright, not as obnoxious as some, but I wish you could do a little bit more. That's just me. Now, right here, I like to take these sharp little turns in the dark because some headlights are so narrow, but as you can see, these are so wide. I can already see where I'm going to be turning so well. It's phenomenal, and you can see how bright it is out ahead. Just the low beams turning over here, excellent. And you got the ultra bright spot in the middle. I can see so well. I think these are the absolute best lights as far as cornering that I have seen. They're phenomenal. Even though they don't have adaptive cornering side to side, the beam is just so wide. All right, y'all, well, that's gonna wrap things up on these headlights. Be sure to check out the full daytime review. Give it a thumbs up if you like night videos like this, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of everything in this Escalade. I liked everything a lot. Just wish the ambient lighting was a little bit more, you know, fancy. But thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.